So this could be the end of Xabi Alonso's time at Real Madrid, and by the time this video is coming out, we do not know if Xabi Alonso has been sacked or if he has not been sacked. Listen, if it were up to me, I would not sack him. That is my deal. I would not sack him. I felt like he did his part in this game. The team played well. But if by the time you are watching this video, he has been sacked, then honestly, it's one of the most saddest sackings. It's not similar to a Lopetegui, Rafa Benitez. I don't think he is in that bracket because I feel like the club didn't give this guy a fair time. Because unlike Rafa Benitez, unlike Lopetegui, there weren't many injuries back then. Yes, there were injuries. Don't get me wrong, when Rafa Benitez was the coach, there were some massive injuries. But I feel like with Xabi, the injuries were 10 times worse. Massive injuries to the defense. Massive injuries to the attack. You even saw Kylian Mbappe couldn't even play this match. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him, it's just I feel so bad for him. Yes, I was saying maybe he should get sacked. I think sacking him would be so bad and undeserving. Now I like this lineup. I'm gonna be honest, I like this lineup. Gonzalo Garcia, Rodrygo playing. And in the first few minutes of the game, electric. Vin is playing on top form, Rodrygo is playing on top form. Gonzalo is also playing his part. People will say Gonzalo did nothing in this game. I will tell you, in the second half for sure, barely did anything. But his presence alone in the second half was good. Because when they took him off, the team was completely flat until they put Endrick on, and then the team started to attack again. But Gonzalo was pressing, putting in that defensive work rate, winning the ball back, making some decent passing. You also have to take into account, he was just thrown into the starting 11. Rodrygo scored. Rodrygo scored an absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. And at this point, I'm excited. I'm up. I'm thinking, can Real Madrid actually pull this off? But then unfortunately City scored 2 goals in a row super fast. The one goal came from a corner kick, a bit scrappy, and I will say overall a very lucky goal. Very lucky. Then you go on to Rodrygo giving away a penalty. You know, I don't even want to criticize Rodrygo because he is our best defender. But what was he doing? Yes, maybe Haaland would have scored, but doing that, like, come on bro, you're not even giving Haaland a chance to miss. He just took him down, acted like he did nothing. They got the penalty and it was 2-1. And guess what? The game finished 2-1. But I mean, even in the second half, Real Madrid had so many good chances. Look at this exhibit 1. This one. Beautiful team play. Rodrygo with a nice touch to Bellingham. And Bellingham with the goal scoring form that he is always in. I thought he was gonna score. The man chips the ball completely over the bar and I was shocked. Bellingham is not someone who's gonna miss that type of shot. Then we go on to misplaced passes, Vinny misplacing a pass. There was just so much things that was done wrong in this game. If you want to talk about what players were doing right in this game, we talk about Carreras. Alvaro Carreras, if I was not a fan and if you weren't a fan before, you for sure are a fan now because this guy was and I would just say it straight up, the most lively player in this match. You know, we will say Vinny was the most lively, Rodrygo, Carreras. This man was taking on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders and beating them. Like, this guy was literally performing so good. Real Madrid struck gold when they signed Carreras because this guy is good in defense, good in attack. What can he not do? And then we go on to Endrick, a player that proved so much to me. He comes up from the bench to make his second appearance of the season against Man City. My goodness, did this guy put on a shift. He played so good. Listen, you might look at his actions when he's on the ball and say, oh, he did nothing. Bro, his presence, the number 9 presence, was so important to this team's attack because when he came on, immediately, Vin is cooking, Rodrygo's cooking. And then at one point, Carreras gets the ball, puts in a cross. Endrick gets to the header. Short Endrick, gets the header, it hits the bar. This is the type of energy we need in this team. If only Xabi Alonso played him sooner. Why do you have to wait until the end to play him? And overall, I'm gonna be completely serious. Endrick should not be sent on loan. He should in fact be kept this season. The loan reports are a joke. I don't think he deserves to go on loan. He showed a good level today against Man City, and I think he will show a good level for this entire season. Just give him a chance. 2 appearances and he played barely even 20 minutes. And I think this game also showed us that the whole thing of Mbappe is not needed in the team, I think that is kind of a bad thing to say. And the reason why it is a bad thing to say is Mbappe has been so good this season. Yes, there's been some performances where he's played completely terrible, like the Liverpool match. But I think Mbappe is definitely a player that Real Madrid need in the team. Goal scoring threat. So I think with Mbappe's injury, depending on how long he's out, and depending on how long Endrick's ban is out, it's 2 games. If Endrick can get first team minutes and starts, I think it can be so good for Endrick's development. And yeah, that was pretty much the match. With Xabi Alonso, I hope he doesn't get sacked. But let's just say he does get sacked. Who the hell is gonna take over? Who's going to take over? Genuine question. Is it gonna be Jurgen Klopp? The reports I heard, it looks like Jurgen Klopp is not gonna come. Zinedine Zidane, it also looks like he's also not gonna come. So who are you gonna replace Xabi with? I think all roads and everything we saw today should tell us, keep Xabi Alonso. See how he does in the Spanish Super Cup. You know, that is not a big cup in my opinion. It's not like Copa del Rey, Champions League. Well, it is a huge level, but it's a Super Cup. Give Xabi Alonso that opportunity, see how he performs in the Spanish Super Cup, and if he performs poorly there, then you can sack him. And I think if there's one player that truly proved his worth in this game, it is Rodrygo. Rodrygo proved his worth. That goal he scored was insane. Beautiful goal. It wasn't insane, but you get what I'm saying. Takes a shot that no one thinks was gonna go in. It goes in. What a performance. That was not just it. He did a lot more in that game. He was like the driving force of this team, because there was many times when he was completely quiet and Rodrygo carried this attack. And you know what, I also saw a comment that Steven Gerrard made, and this was directly after the match. I just saw it now, just as a matter of fact. He said that the players played as if they don't care about the manager. Or he said like, they're playing as if the manager is not under scrutiny. And you know what, I don't actually agree. I felt the players played better than they ever have this season. Well, I wouldn't even say better, I would just say more lively. They played with purpose, they played with determination, and they played a good game. I don't think that there's much shame in this performance. And I remember when he joined Real Madrid, everyone was excited. I was excited. Seeing how he coached Bayer Leverkusen, you were thinking, imagine if this football was played by Real Madrid. We were all excited. But you know what, these things don't always end up the way you want it to end. And sadly, if this is the end of Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid, then it's honestly super sad. But I mean, that is my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I will be reading, will be responding. But if you enjoyed, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace out.